Sound? May sound na po. Ito po, may sound. Hello? Good morning. No sound pa rin. Can you check the audio now? No sound pa rin? Audio pa rin. Still no sound? Still no sound. How's this? Okay, test. 1, 2, 3. Okay na? Okay na? May sound na? Alright, there. Much better. Alright. Tuon po sa pag-uusapan po natin ang Mamasapano na kaso. Nag-issue po ng temporary restraining order ang Korte Suprema doon sa kaso ng Mamasapano. Kung matatandaan po natin, ang ombudsman po ang nagde-determine ng probable cause kapag ang kaso ay laban sa isang government official. Ang nagdidinig po ng paglilitis na ito ay ang Sandigan Bayan. Kapag may probable cause po, ang kaso ay tutuloy sa Sandigan Bayan for hearing at ganun nga po ang nangyari dito sa dating Pangulong Aquino. Ang nakaso po sa kanya ng ombudsman pursuant dun sa Mamasapano na kaso ay usurpation of authority. Apparently, nagsumbong po ang pamilya ng mga biktima, yung mga namatay po dun sa Mamasapano, at tumungo sila sa Office of the Solicitor General. Ayon dun sa kanilang daing, pumunta ang Solicitor General sa Korte Suprema, nag-file po siya ng petition. Ang tawag dun sa petition na yon ay certiorari. Ang petition for certiorari po ay nagki-question sa desisyon ng isang ahensya o ng tao kapag ito ay attended with what we call grave abuse of discretion. Sumobra, lumabis sila sa kanilang power na gumawa ng isang desisyon. So, in this case, kinwestiyon ng Solicitor General yung desisyon ng ombudsman na ang i-file lang na kaso, na ang i-file lang po na kaso ay usurpation of authority. Bukod sa maliwanag na mahina yung kaso na yon, nag-file ka ng usurpation of authority against the highest authority in the civil service. Diba? Paano niya i-usurp yung authority ng isang mas mababa ang rangko sa kanya? Pero kinwestiyon din ng Solicitor General, hindi po yung pag-file ng charge ng usurpation of authority, kundi hiningi niya ang reinstatement ng original charge na dapat ay reckless imprudence resulting in homicide. So, ang reckless imprudence resulting in homicide, ang hiningi ngayon na ipalit dun sa current charge ng usurpation. Ngayon, medyo na-confuse yung ibang mga tao. Sabi nila, bakit ganon? Masaya din ang kampo, nagde-declare ng victory, ang kampo ni dating Pangulong Aquino, at nagde-declare din ng victory ang Solicitor General. Okay, first of all, ang nag-grant na petition ay ang kay Solicitor General. Si dating Pangulong Aquino ay nag-file po ng motion to hold in abeyance yung kanyang arraignment dahil kini-question po niya ang pag-file ng kaso laban sa kanya. Hindi yung charge. Ang kini-question ni dating Pangulong Aquino ay yung finding of probable cause. Ayon kay dating Pangulong Aquino, wala siyang kasalanan, therefore walang probable cause. So nagkamali din daw ang Office of the Ombudsman ayon kay dating Pangulong Aquino dahil may finding of probable cause. Nagkaroon siya ng kaso ngayon doon sa Sandigan Bayan. So, totoo, it works in favor of the former president kasi wala na namang sound. The temporary restraining order works in favor of former President Aquino kasi yun. Nag-work din po kasi yung temporary restraining order kasi ayaw nga po ni dating Pangulong Aquino na siya ay ma-arraign. Pero ang gusto niya ay ma-dismiss yung kaso dahil wala daw probable cause. So, hindi siya nag-file ng kaso sa Korte Suprema. Ang nag-issue po ng temporary restraining order ay ang Korte Suprema. At sinasabi nito, okay, wala munang arraignment, Sandigan Bayan, wag muna kayong tumuloy dun sa kaso ninyo, sa kaso na ito, habang dinidingnig namin dito kung totoo nga na dapat palitan nyo yung charge ninyo. Okay, normally, Magaling ang ating Solicitor General ha, kasi normally yan, bihirang i-review ng Korte Suprema ang mga desisyon ng findings of probable cause ng either Ombudsman or Department of Justice. Kasi sinasabi ng Korte Suprema, this is a purely executive function. Pero in this case, nag-issue ng temporary restraining order, ibig sabihin may nakikitang merito ang Supreme Court dun sa petition ni Solicitor General Calida. So, tinanong ni Ana Saito kung matatagalan ba yun. Well, titignan natin. In this case kasi, we don't mind na magtagal. Kasi kung tumuloy yung kaso, we don't want the former president na ang charge lang sa kanya ay usurpation of authority. Of course, pwede naman natin dagdagan yung charge. Kasi pwede pa siyang kasuhan ng homicide later on. Pero this is more efficient. Itong final na kaso ni current Solicitor General Calida, ang sinasabi niya is, mali yung charge. There should be a finding of probable cause for reckless imprudence resulting in homicide. Okay? So, yung statement ni na Abigail Valte na, yun nga, masaya sila, it works in their favor, and they, iba yon. Ang sinasabi nila is, para sa kanila, okay yung temporary restraining order kasi hindi sila sang-ayon na ma-arraign si dating Pangulong Aquino. Therefore, okay lang sa kanila. Pero ang reasons nila is that wala dapat finding of probable cause. So, hindi yung kaso nila yung nagsasucceed. Right now, it's the petition na yung petition ni Solicitor General Calida na siya mismong humingi ng temporary restraining order. Tignan natin yung mga tanong ninyo, ha? Sabi ni Familia de Guzman, segue po later, alam niyo po ba yung kaso ni ex-commissioner Feldon? Legal po ba yung ginawa sa kanya? Umattend na nga siya ng and answered questions, still na-contempt siya. His recourse release only the Supreme Court, or there are other options for him? Ang dami mong tanong. Okay. Sige, mamaya, you'll have to ask that again kasi baka hindi ko mabalikan. Sabi ni Peter Flores Serrana, sabi ni Gmail Diquez, whose authority was NOYNOY usurping, siya nga yung highest ranking. Totoo, pero ang finding ng Ombudsman, ang sinasabi niya ay ang ni-usurp na authority ni President NOYNOY ay yung kay PNP Chief Purisima. Hindi ko rin alam kung paano nangyari yun. So, wala na bang ibang tanong? Kasi maraming tanong originally dun sa original post na nung nag-breaking news tungkol dito kay NOYNOY. Balikan natin, no? So, agree naman halos lahat ng tao na hindi talaga usurpation ang dapat sinarge dito. Sabi ni Lovely Ruth Ermilia, does this mean there will be time to correct the charges that Pinoy should have unlike the one that was filed? Actually, ito nga po yung way ng Solicitor General na i-correct yung charges that were filed. Sabi ni Esther Tadeo, pwede po bang amendahan yung kaso o magsampa ng dagdag na kasalanan? Well, pwede nga pong amendahan. Ito nga po yung paraan para gawin yon. Tapos meron din pong, posible din po, kunwari sabihin ng Supreme Court, hindi, tama po yung final na charge, maaari pa rin namang i-file yung charge na reckless imprudence resulting in homicide kung meron pong makita dito na additional evidence. Sabi ni Anne Elizalde, anong ibig sabihin ng usurpation? Ibig sabihin, inagaw mo yung power ng ibang authority. Yung authority ng ibang may authority. So, sabi ni Sandro Gacos Lapadas, ano ang pinakamabigat na pwedeng ikaso kay Pinoy? It's possible na murder kasi ang definition po ng murder ay ganito po yan. Pagka may patay, there's a dead body and it is not an accident and it is not by negligence. It is either murder or homicide. Murder yan kapag may mga qualifying circumstances. So, ang mga qualifying circumstances na ito ay mga evident premeditation. In consideration of a price, reward, or promise, merong bayad or price or prize. by means of inundation, fire, poison, explosion, shipwreck, etc., fall of an airship or motor vehicles, or any other means involving great waste and ruin on the occasion of calamities. So, kapag may bagyo o may earthquake, tapos parang pinatay, then that becomes murder. Sabi ni Teresa Castillo, please explain double jeopardy. Ang double jeopardy po is meron kasi sa ating saligang batas na nagsasabing hindi tayo maaaring humarap sa hukuman dalawang beses for the same crime or more than once for the same crime. So, ang ibig sabihin po nito, you cannot be put in jeopardy twice or more than once for the same crime. Kailan nagkakaroon ng jeopardy? Nag-uumpisa po ang jeopardy kapag na-arraign na yung isang tao. So, in this case, hindi pa po na-arraign si President Noy, dating Pangulong Noy. Ngayon, kung i-charge siya ng usurpation, magkakaroon ba ng double jeopardy kung i-charge siya later on ng homicide, even if it's for the same facts? Wala pong double jeopardy yon kasi magiging double jeopardy lang if it is the same crime or within the same title of that crime. So, kung kunwari, kasuhan siya ng murder, pero later on, kasuhan siya ng homicide, double jeopardy po yon. Pero malayo po yung usurpation of authority dun sa murder or homicide. Sabi ni Jofel Lao, in addition to which pala, nagiging murder kapag may cruelty or deliberately or inhumanly augmenting the suffering of the victim. Sabi ni Dev, is it true na pati si Secretary agree, mamaya na tayo mag-tingbak siya. Sabi ni Jade Tabiola, I'm not a lawyer but I know English. You can't usurp power that you already have. Agree. So, okay. Other questions? Sige, ano na tayo? Let's pass through Dengvaksha a little kasi marami pong tanong dun sa Dengvaksha. Nag-post po si Thinking Pinoy na merong sinabi si Attorney Roque, si Presidential Spokesman Roque, tungkol dito sa Dengvaksha. So, ang sinasabi daw, according to, ang kinukote ni TP ay si DOJ Secretary Aguirre, I impressed upon the two, Duque and Roque, that there should be an opinion from a pathologist so that the opinion will be valid. So, sabi daw ni DOJ Secretary Aguirre na kailangan pathologist para ang opinion na in-express ni Erwin Erfe ay maging valid. Okay, meron tayong problema dito. First of all, ang nire-require ng ating batas ay medico-legal, which means a government hospital or a doctor in a government hospital or a government doctor. Wala pong requirement na pathologist. Although, ang nagre-rely tayo sa expert testimonies ng tinatawag natin na medico-legal experts. So, ang nagagamit na medico-legal experts in criminal cases, usually, ang pinakatanyag dyan sa mga yan ay yung mga tinatawag natin na doctors, na lawyers also. So, yun yung primary na kailangan mang pathologist. Wala pong nakalagay sa kahit anong batas na kailangan pathologist. I'm thinking that, and this is my opinion, okay, para maliwanag tayo. Sa opinion ko, sinasabi po ni DOJ Secretary Roque na kailangan pathologist because gusto niyang mag-rely on an expert or to be given an expert opinion. But the problem is, when we're talking about vaccines and epidemics, possible epidemics, then there are specialists for these particular diseases. A pathologist is a person who specializes in diseases. Okay? Pathogens, pathologist. Yun yung origin ng word patho, means disease. Ang forensic examiner, which is what Erwin Erfe is somebody who examines the evidence and is allowed is for the purpose of issuing an opinion. So, ang mga CSI natin are usually forensic examiners. They will study the body of evidence, explain to you causes and effects, and give you an opinion on what possibly happened here. So, in both cases, a pathologist or a forensic examiner are both qualified to give testimony. Okay? Kasi may expertise sila relating to the incident. Ngayon, sinasabi pa ni TP, in addition to this, according to Secretary Aguirre, Secretary Harry Roque said Erfe is not an expert. So, ang kini-question ni TP dito is yung pag-issue ni Secretary Harry Roque ng kanyang opinion that Erwin Erfe is not an expert. So, I'll leave you to read what TP has posted to form your opinion. In general, and this is my opinion, I agree with the questions that Thinking Pinoy has raised regarding the participation of Secretary Roque in issuing an opinion on this case, particularly since there is a possibility na meron siyang conflict of interest. Okay. Hindi pa natin sinasabi na meron mali siya or may masamang ginagawa si Secretary Roque. But we have to raise questions about it kasi nga may possibility na may conflict of interest siya. Tanong ni Raul de la Croix, what are the chances that Pinoy will be prosecuted if amended yung I keep telling everybody who asks here, we don't deal in chances. We're not gamblers. Okay? When you file a case in court, what you do is you rely on evidence. So, the best that we can do is weigh the evidence, but not the chances. Kasi when you say chances, para kang sumusugal. What I'm saying here is that the evidence actually points to a possibility of homicide through reckless imprudence, rather than a mere usurpation of authority. Okay, paalala niya later on, we can talk about Rappler and the termination of their agreement with DepEd. But let's finish the Vaksha first and then let's raise the other legal questions. Sabi ni Ms. Vicky Dalara, I thought travel abroad ng mga government officials is banned, but nandito sa Chicago si Trillanes nagkakalat ng fake news. Okay, let's make an exception for this one being out of topic. The directive by the President pertains only to the executive, meaning dun sa mga government officials who are in the executive department. Senator Trillanes is part of the legislature. So, a different branch yan. Hindi rin kayang utusan ng Pangulo ang mga nasa judiciary. Sabi ni Maria Angela Kahanding, hindi po ba pwede naman ng any examiners, then the finding can be studied by the experts kasi they just need to collect samples and observe or record any of the anomalies found. Yes, I don't think that's an issue. The issue that is being raised here is the capacity to give opinions of forensic experts vis-a-vis pathologists. Sabi ni Joan Su, I agree with Secretary Aguirre to invite foreign experts on forensic pathology to be more objective. Ako, I'm not sure. You know why? It's possible that there are foreign experts, but they're experts not because they're foreign. You see, the tropical diseases, the problem isn't whether or not we have local experts. I think we do. The problem is the conflict of interest that arises because marami po sa ating mga local experts ang may links with Sanofi. So sabi ni Janelle J. Cruz at Hyundai, okay, mamaya na po yan. So, sabi ni Jerome Magno, Erfe was apologizing to the people saying he can't do anything or against the higher powers. That's a sign that he's giving up. I'm not sure if it is his decision to give up. If he's being used as the expert of the PAO and the fact that he is PAO's consultant, I don't think he has a choice. Meaning he can't give up. Sabi ni Lisa Cruz Malay, akala kasi ng iba sinasabing CSI sa TV series, hindi totoo sa tunay na buhay. Um, Sabi ni Belia Kalel, good morning, shout out watching from Sharjah, UAE. Sabi ni Ramil, would the list of vaccine recipients now be available at public hospitals for parents to check their children are vaccinated? Same department, shouldn't be a confidentiality issue. Yung order na pinapoproduce ng ang DOH ng listahan ng mga lahat ng naturukan ng Dengvaxia ay utos po ng Korte Suprema sa DOH doon sa kaso na final doon. So, hindi po ito related sa kaso ng PAO. Sabi ni Anthony Bautista, nagagalit si Anthony Bautista sa akin. Could you not just explain it in layman's term? Pathologist expert is supposed to be a doctor, so the pathologist statement of finding, not opinion. You are just going around in circles. Dear Mr. Anthony Bautista, I don't think people have a problem with me. I think you have a problem with me. Si Chief Hansler says, Trillanes is in a press con in Chicago just right now. Question is, he traveling using government funds, and is that even allowed? By the way, the hair looks good on you. Thank you. Yes, he is allowed. He is a member of the legislature as long as his travel is pursuant to his legislative functions. So malalaman lang natin kung allowed yan after mag-COA examination dun sa kanyang liquidation. Sabi ni Janven Dicen, good morning, watching from Kuwait. Ano pong masasabi niyo about sa pag-ban ng mga OFWs dito sa Kuwait? Ito po ay bahagi ng function ng ating Pangulo to set foreign policy. So, exclusive po yan doon sa tinatawag natin executive branch na pinangungunuhan ng ating Pangulo. So, I think it is within his power. Naiintindihan ko na marami pong naaapekto, katulad ng ibang mga dapat aalis na for Kuwait at yung mga tao na who already have existent contracts in Kuwait. Gayunpaman, I think kasi it's for the greater good. Kung hindi po kasi iniisip yung for the greater good, kumbaga kung walang public purpose o public interest na pinoprotektahan itong ban na ito, then magiging illegal po yung ban niya. Okay, Adele Serious says, hi to our new ribbon. Sabi ni Romeo Mandingin, usurpation means that the one who usurped does not have the legal right to exercise the usurped authority. Yes, but when you make a definition, you try not to use the same words. Sabi ni Menchi Milyamena, okay po ba yung bagong head ng TOH, si Duque o Dilawan din? Kasi I just read na si Senator Hontiveros will be replacing Senator Ejercito sa Health Committee. I'm not sure po kung ano yung political affiliation ni Secretary Duque. Sabi ni Marby Bautista, bakit po hindi pa bigyan ng verdict si Pinoy Abad at Garin ng corruption, then saka na mag-proceed sa pagkakamali nila sa Dengvaxia? Hindi po related yung kaso ng Dengvaxia dun sa kaso nila sa Mamasapano. So, those are two separate crimes. And pagka yung sinasabi natin na naiinip tayo, ang tagal-tagal naman ng kaso, kailangan intindihin ninyo. Kailangan mag-comply tayo dun sa proseso ng batas. Kasi kung hindi tayo susunod sa proseso ng batas, we will be possibly inflicting an injustice on them. So sila ngayon yung gagawin nating victims, which the law does not allow. Bakit? In all times, act with fairness and justice. Yun yung nire-require sa atin. Bahagi ito ng obligasyon natin bilang tao, bilang mga mamamayan ng bansa. Bukod pa nun, an injustice is not corrected by another injustice. We have to be better. Kasi wala tayong moral authority magparusa kung gagawin din natin yung kasalanan na inaakusa natin dun sa ibang tao. Sabi ni Carmina Granado, na-release na ba ng Sanofi yung clinical trial results? Open na po ba ito sa public? Aside from the announcement that they made, wala pa po. Sabi ni Maricar Serrano, regarding the Vaxia, it is quite alarming we have only 2 forensic pathologists in the country. Alam niyo kung bakit? Because forensic pathologists are generally, they work for government. They're very, I don't know if there are career opportunities for private pathologists in the country. Diba, makikita mo, maraming kukuha ng private na doctor for gynecology and obstetrics, pediatrics, orthopedics, mga ganyan. But a pathologist is a person who examines the deceased or examines even living people and examines their tissues to look at diseases. You're right, it's very, very sad. So, kailangan sigurong mag-offer ng scholarships. Sabi ni Aleja Victoria, si Duque ba ay okay or not sa kabinete ni Tatay Digong? I think the jury is out on that one, hindi pa tayo sure. Pero worried ako kasi sa katagalan ni Secretary Duque mag-imbestiga sa sarili niyang departamento at ang ginamit po niya na dahilan ay hindi pa kasi siya nako-confirm or napapressure siya na hindi siya i-confirm. Para sa akin, kung takot ka sa confirmation, matatakot ka sa ibang forms of pressure. But that is just my opinion. Sabi ni Esther Balabar, si TP ever since against Chakay's Pox Law, kaya siya din may conflict of interest sa Duterte's administration or sa DFA, just saying. I'm not sure what you mean. Sabi ni Dev Guerrero, is it true that the Committee of Health sa Senate will be transferred to Ontiveros? And even JV Ejercito is demanding on PAO to cooperate with the DOJ. Ang dami ng doble cara. Okay. I think that it is inappropriate for anybody to demand that PAO cooperate with the DOH because there will be a conflict here. The PAO has to look at the DOH as a possible adversary in a future criminal case or in a criminal case that they are preparing for. So, hindi mo pwede talagang i-require ang PAO mag-cooperate with the DOH. So, I think that Senator Ejercito is mistaken in that one. Sabi ni Rafe, Andrea Fox, kilalanin naman po siguro ang findings si Dr. Erfe na may pattern ng mga nakita niyang evidence sa Vaxia. Adverse effects, di ba? Oo. But, tandaan po natin, nagtataka din ako dun sa bakit ina-attack si Dr. Erfe. Samantalang, si Dr. Erfe made the preliminary examination, the PGH doctors made an examination of the documents. So, only Dr. Erfe actually conducted an autopsy. The doctors at the PGH did not. So, their opinion is based merely on a review of the documents. Now, I'm not saying that that is insufficient, but what is important here is that both parties have said that they have not yet found a direct link between Vaxia and the deaths or an indirect link between Vaxia and the deaths. However, neither one of them are saying that there is no link. Both of them are saying there needs to be additional examination of the tissues. Okay? So, actually, hindi pa kailangan magsiraan kasi nag-agree naman sila na kailangan ng further examination. So, nag-aaway sila because of the spin that's being attached to the PGH's statement. Sabi ni Ian Chelis, attorney, hindi ba wala pa talagang expert dito sa vaccine na ito kasi bago nga. No one can claim na expert sila. Well, I think there are experts on dengue. I don't think there's an expert on Vaxia, so it will depend on what kind of expertise is being claimed here. Okay, let's go on to the next topic. Wala na po yatang additional na questions dito sa Vaxia. Merong nagtatanong sa tungkol na pag-usapan daw yung pag-atras ng pagbili ng mga helicopters from Canada. Ganito po yung pagkaintindi ko. Bumibili po ang Republika ng helicopters at binenta naman ito po ng Canada. Nung nalaman ng Canada that they possibly gagamitin ang mga choppers na ito for insurgency purposes, for fighting insurgencies, na gustong mag-impose ng kondisyon ang Canada na hindi ito maaaring gamitin for any other purpose other than rescue or similar purposes. It's very rare po na ang isang nagbebenta ay makakapag-impose ng kondisyon sa isang taong bumibili. Kasi po, kapag tinransfer nyo na yung object na binili ninyo at lahat ng rights ay nakuha ninyo, ibig sabihin, pati yung right to dispose or to use ay nabili. So, parang hindi po makatarungan yung ganong klaseng kondisyon kung kaya't hindi nakapagtataka na inurong natin yung sale, yung pagbili. Marami naman nagbebenta ng choppers. Sabi ni Jerry Guevara, may nag-post po na ang dingvac siya dapat available sa next hearing. Kung sino. Alam mo, nagsasawa na ako dun sa mga statements na gano'n na, o sige, kung sa tingin nyo safe, di magpaturok ka. Yung mga ganyan. We've said that so many times already na halos wala na siyang value. I understand, but I understand why you're saying that. It's just that, let's not try to say it too often. Sabi ni Romeo Mandigin, Region 7 elementary students were also vaccinated with Naghain, but apparently there is not much reported cases of deaths for those vaccinees. What Obial did right in Region 7? What Obial did right in Region 7 that the previous DOH officers omitted? I don't think we can speculate on anything yet right now. Let's see. Ano po yung ibang mga topics na na-mention earlier? Nahanap ko pa. Sabi ni foreign characters, hindi ako nakaabot sa umpisa about Lenny po. Sige, yung BBM case. Okay. Dun sa kaso ng electoral protest ni dating Senador Bongbong Marcos, nagpahayag po si Senator Marcos na siya ay mag-file, na hinamon niya si VP Lenny na mag-file ng joint manifestation sa Presidential Electoral Tribunal na ibasura na, na i-withdraw na o i-considered na withdraw na lahat ng mga motions na pending sa Presidential Electoral Tribunal at magbukasan na po ng ballot boxes. Supposedly, tinanggap ni VP Lenny yung hamon na yon. Kaya lang, nung pinadala yung manifestation sa kanila, lumabas po si Attorney Macalintal at sinasabing mali yung final nila, hindi dapat manifestation, dapat motion kasi may hinihingi tayo sa tribunal. Sumagot naman po ang mga abogado ni BBM at sinasabing kaya nga hindi motion, wala silang hinihingi. I-consider na withdraw yung mga motions anyway. That's within the discretion of the people who filed the motion. Dahil wala silang hinihingi. Ang gusto lang nila sabihin dun sa tribunal is, bukasan na tayo ng ballot boxes. Wala na kaming motions. Kasi, kung bibigyan pa natin ng pagkakataon na gumawa ang desisyon ng Presidential Electoral Tribunal, then magtatagal na naman yung kaso. So, I think alam po ni Attorney Macalintal na ganito yung magiging kaso, which is why pinipilit nila na dapat ang final ay motion, hindi manifestation. On the other hand, sinasabi ni Senator Bongbong, hindi talaga kami mag-file ng motion kasi tatagal lang ito, dadagdagan lang po natin. Ngayon, ang nangyari is, according to yung sources at binunyag na po ito, in-announce na po ito sa karambola nung Friday, according to our sources, ang sinasabi ngayon ni Justice Kagiwa na siyang ponensya ng kaso na ito ay mamumove uli yung pagbubukas ng ballot boxes which is set for this month, February, to March kasi magre-require siya ng psychological testing para sa lahat ng mga taong mag-handle ng mga balota na bubuksan dito. Wala po itong basihan sa kahit anong batas dito sa Pilipinas, lalong-lalo na dun sa mga election laws. So, nakakapagtaka din po yan. Sabi ni Harold C., can you comment? FEU Dean Attorney Mel Santa Maria said in the radio program that the President has no right or cannot remove Ombudsman Deputy Carandang. ganito na lang po, ibibigay ko na lang po yung opinion ni Solicitor General Calida na sinasang-ayunan ko. Ayon kay Solicitor General Calida, it is only a preventive suspension. Hindi po ito penalty at hindi po nila tinatanggal si Deputy Ombudsman Carandang. So, hindi po nag-a-apply ang Supreme Court resolution dated noong 2014 dun sa, na sinasabing unconstitutional yung pag-exercise ng Pangulo ng pagtanggal ng isang Deputy Ombudsman dahil dapat nire-respeto ang independence ng Office of the Ombudsman. Ang sinasabi ni Solgen Calida, it doesn't apply. It's only a preventive suspension. Wala kaming tinatanggal and it is not a penalty. Sabi ni Queenie Paracletos, ano ba attorney yung procedure ng administrative proceeding ng isang presidential appointee? Ay, wala po kasi, sige, ganito po yan, no? Any administrative proceeding can be conducted in the civil service, in the office of the ombudsman, or within the agency. Pero ang maaari lang mag-initiate kung walang complaint na fina-file ay yung appointing authority. So, ang appointing authority in cases of presidential appointees is the president. So, kung sakaling may mag-i-initiate na reklamo na hindi nanggagaling sa isang private na complainant, ay kung sino man yung appointee. So, maaari silang mag-set for investigation or magpa-explain dun sa pinaghihinala ang may sala kung ano nangyari dun sa kaso or dun sa paratang sa kanya, bigyan niya yung side niya. Kung hindi ito satisfactory, magbubukas po ng isang investigasyon within the agency o kaya magpa-file ng kaso within the agency. At pag-usapan muna natin yung within the agency. Kasi kung sa civil service o kaya sa ombudsman, ini-initiate yan by a complaint by any person. Pero ang maaari lang po kasi magtanggal ng isang presidential appointee, normally ay Pangulo rin unless po merong administrative findings sa Office of the Ombudsman. Sabi ni Jade Tabiola, Duque may not be dilawan with the way he is handling this vaccine mess. He may very well be a dilawan. Sobrang labnaw ng mga kilos niya and disappointed that he was confirmed. Sabi ni Norma Antalan, yes, wait lang tayo, kailangan ng ebidensya, basta matanggal lang yung mga di karapat-dapat sa Supreme Court, yun lang para umusad ang batas. Earlier on, may mga humihingi ng opinion on how PAO Chief Percy Acosta dealt with Karen Davila. Hindi ko po natapos, pero I agree with everything that she says, or generally with what she says. So I see no reason to comment on the demeanor of both parties. Nakaka-distract lang kasi. Sabi ni Dev Guerrero, when will PRRD address the issue of kids na nabiktima? Bakit? Di ba sinabihan na niya ang DOH that they have to handle the cases of all children who have been inoculated with Dengvaxia for free. So, you don't expect the president to make a statement about an ongoing case and reveal a bias. Besides, without a connection between Dengvaxia and the deaths, there is no case. So why should the president talk? So there might be a case for corruption, but then again, the procedure is already in place. So why are we expecting a statement from the president? I think it's unfair that we ask him to comment on every case that comes to our attention. Parang masyado tayong, it's like, pagka kunwari sa Malacanang napapansin mo, so many people think that their problems will be solved by talking to the president. Do you think that the problem of this case will be solved by getting a statement from the president? That will only be necessary if the other procedures are not happening. But the DOJ has opened an investigation. The PAO has an investigation ongoing. DOH nga lang ang hindi nag-iimbestiga eh. But the processes are proceeding. So why are we demanding the president to take action? You want him to take action based on a preconceived notion of who is the good guy and who is the bad guy here and what are the reasons for the deaths. There is no reason that I can see that will demand the President's attention on this unless the procedure has broken down. Sabi ni Aleha Victoria, yung sa ICC ni Tatay Digong, worried ba kami na maluoy jud ni Tatay Digong, daming sakripisyo niya sa bayan. Okay. Masyado pa pong maaga to start worrying about anything tungkol dito sa ICC na kaso. Ang binuksan pa lang po dito ay ang examination ng reklamo na inihain ni Attorney Sabio. So, ako worried ako kasi parang ang bilis before it came to the attention of the prosecutor. Pero hindi na rin siguro nakakapagtaka yan given na merong Pilipino na judge dun sa ICC. As to whether or not the ICC will be fair, let's see first. Wala pa tayong namang ebidensya that they will not be fair. Sabi ni Nax or Aurelio, bakit hindi lahat ng senior ay citizens nakakatanggap ng pensyon sa Pinamalaya, Oriental Mindoro, ilan lang po nang nakakatanggap? I don't think kasi that is national eh. Ang pensions po are given by either SSS or GSIS depending on kung ano yung employment mo during the time of your employment. So ano yung trabaho mo? Government ka ba o private sector? Kung merong pension po outside of the senior citizens law or the GSIS or SSS law or pensions received from private employers, then that might be because the local government is giving it. Sabi ni Shoni Dumlao, maraming salamat sa paliwanag. Sabi ni Carmina, thank you for answering my question. Sabi ni Sofia Banada, PAO needs to protect their case by filtering those within the group of investigators. Di po ba? Sa dami ng involved at corrupted doctors involved sa Sanofi, sisilain lang credibility ng PAO. Yes, but mostly they're guarding against conflict of interest. Sabi ni Lou, good morning, nice hair. The forensic examination results reported by PAO show a similar trend among the Raksha victims who were autopsied, bleeding, and enlargement of internal organs. This shows that the vaccine has something to do with it. Not necessarily. What you're showing is a possible causal relationship. But that causal relationship has to be proven with a medical evidence, like physical evidence, not a, this, therefore that. It's not enough, not in court, and not for charges that relate to homicide or reckless imprudence. Sabi ni Joan, it's better to have separate groups like PAO and UPPGH to avoid collusion. Yes. Sabi ni Grace Caballero, I don't trust Duque. Sounds like he was playing both sides before the confirmation. Now that he's confirmed, is he going to clean up the PGH? Sabi ni Maria, Angela Kahanding, ang gulo nila, military helicopters for what? Gagamitin mo ito for commercial flights? Ano yung bibili ka ng baril ng pang-display lang? Agree. Okay. Attorneys, it necessary that they will undergo psychological tests sa mga nagbibilang ng balota. Sinasabi ba ng batas? Hindi po. Wala po sa batas yan. Sabi ni Albert Alfonso, ano kaya ang balak ni Trillanes sa pagpunta sa Chicago? I don't know, but it would be nice if you guys can keep track of him. Ano nang nangyari sa inciting to sedition? Wala pa po. Pinasasagot pa lang siya. At dun sa mga magrereklamo na ang tagal naman, I will keep repeating that this is part of the due process. Kailangan bigyan ng pagkakataon sumagot si Senator Trillanes. Sabi ni Jerome Magno, tama po bang i-require? Nasagot na po natin yan. Sabi ni Amy Ore Davis, narinig mo ba si Pinoy na umamin at sinabing in every transaction may kumikita kaya willing siya ibalik kinita niya sa Dengvaksha deal? Wala po. Sabi ni Maria, double standards. Okay. I'm worried that I'm answering questions from the same people, ha. Sabi ni Romeo Santos Mandingin, all admin cases by the executive department is appealable to the president. Yes, or to the civil service. Or grave abuse of discretion to the courts. Sabi ni Amy Davis, narinig, we already wrote that. Parang wala nang tanong. Mas angkop, sabi ni J. Gabriel, siguro ang expert pathologist in Mexico, Brazil, and El Salvador ang kunin na foreign kasi sa bansa na yun, kasabay ng rollout ng Philippines. Sabi ni Inday Divina, may listahan na ba sa mga batang nagbigyan ng ding vaccine? Wala pa pong sinasubmit ang DOH sa Korte Suprema. Naomi Chugino, ano yung pinapasagot ninyo na ibalik kinita niya sa Dengvaxia? Wala pa ngang sinasabi si dating Pinoy tungkol sa Dengvaxia other than his testimony in the Senate. So what are we talking about binalik ang kinita? If he says that, then he admits na meron siyang kinita, which is a violation of the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. So I don't think he actually ever said that, and please don't expect him to say that because he's not going to testify against himself. That would be an admission. Granting that the ICC, sabi ni Tony Nakama, will be fair and positive that they won't fund grant for investigation against the president as they can have only jurisdiction if our justice system doesn't work or function, yes. Or has not, or you've exhausted all the local possibilities and you're not getting justice, or they're not moving. Sabi ni Gigi Moore, walang nababalitaan na namatay sa Dengvaxia recipient sa Mindanao at Visayas dahil ba hindi umabot ang Dengvaxia doon. Meron po sa Cebu. So, hindi rin, in everywhere else, hindi po umabot ang Dengvaxia doon sa iba. Attorney, bakit si Trillanes parating nasa ibang bansa? Bakit ba kayo nagagalit para pag nasa ibang bansa si Senator Trillanes, wala po siyang whole departure order? So, but I understand. Kasi nga, ting lumalabas siya ng bansa, parang may nangyayari. And I agree na nakakabahala pag umaalis siya. Pero, malalaman lang po natin kung in relation to his official functions yan pagka nakita na natin yung COA examination ng kanyang liquidations. Sabi ni Jean Bolado, ano po pwede i-complain kay Mayor Herbert Bautista for allowing the construction of the gate in Times Street even though it's a national road? I'm not sure if there's a fault on his part, but there is a possibility of removing the gate. Posibleng violation ng Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act or technical malversation kung gumagamit ka ng pera that is supposed to be nakalaan para sa ibang purpose tapos ginamit mo po for this particular purpose. Malversation din. Sabi, attorney, na nangyari sa batas natin, sabi ni Rose de Guzman, pagkalaban ng LP ang bilis ng kaso, pero kapag miyembro ng LP parang ayaw gumalaw, lalo na yung kaso ni Aquino, patong-patong na. Hindi po. It only seems that way. Pero kasi kung susunod sa proseso, may mga talaga, may sagutan pa yan. So, it just looks like matagal. Kasi meron ngang proseso. Pero if it will be any consolation po sa inyo, nangyayari po yan sa halos lahat ng kaso. Minsan masyadong mabagal talaga. But, meron pong purpose yung kabagalan nito. Sabi ni Rafael Santos, may hint ba kayo kung saan nagpunta si Trillanes? Wala po. Hindi ko po siya minomonitor. Kung pwede nga, hindi ko siya makita or pag-usapan. Sabi ni Charlie Villester, parang tagal naman ng investigasyon, mukhang walang mangyayari sa dami ng sangkot. Ganito po kasi yan. We're not in the business, and neither is PAO in the business of manufacturing evidence. Makakahanap, usad ang kaso kapag nahanap nga po yung link between the invaction and the deaths. Otherwise, the case is for corruption at dun yun po i-file sa Office of the Ombudsman. Kung naiinip kayo, mainip kayo kung kunwari handa na yung kaso, may ebidensya na, kumpleto na, pero hindi fina-file. Pero right now, hindi pa po kumpletong ebidensya. Kung mainip kayo at let's say mapilit natin ang PAW, i-file yung kaso nila, it will only fail. Gusto niyo po bang mangyari yon? Na mag-fail yung kaso dahil tayo yung nainip at napilit nating mag-file ng kaso na may kulang na ebidensya o kulang yung pagka-research ng kanilang kaso? I think it is grossly unfair for us to say na ang bagal ng kaso samantalang nakikita natin na gumagalaw naman po ang PAW. Diba? Edison Matas is asking, will this be dismissed about the ICC decision? We don't know yet. Because there's no decision to be made yet. They're only examining documents. Sabi ni Lucci, may update po ba sa Sereno impeachment? Na-question po ang computer expert na hinar ni CJ Sereno at the price of 250,000 a month. At ang explanation po ni Madam IT expert is that mura pa daw yan. So, yun pa lang so far. Sabi ni Naomi Chugino, is it true na si Robredo ang pupunta sa EU on behalf of Dicong? Hindi po, it's not true. Meron daw live si Senator Trillanes. I'm sorry. But we'll take a look at it later. Sabi ni Charlie Villester, pakulong na po si Trillanes. Wala nang mangyayari sa kaso niya. Kung walang mangyayari sa kaso niya, anong basis natin para ipakulong siya? Sabi ni Jerome, marami, parang matagal lang yung kaso kasi nakasuwaybay tayo araw-araw, nag-iintay tayo ng updates. Well, oo, totoo yun, kasi tagal is relative. Sabi ni Gemini Belardo, may pagkakaiba ba ang application ng law sa ordinary citizen versus higher officials? Wala po. Kasi I'm a nurse, at nagkaroon ng possible negligence kasi namatay ang pasyente ko na sinaksakan ko ng gamot of an otherwise healthy child, for sure terminated na agad ako kahit pa under investigation. Bakit yung higher officials okay lang? Iba po kasi ang relationship between a medical or health professional and a patient, and a government official and an ordinary citizen who happens to be affected by government policies and practices. Yung sa inyo po, mas mataas ang requirement na pagkatiwalaan kayo. So, mataas po talaga ang standard sa inyo as a nurse in relation to your care of a patient. Kasi President NOYNOY was not acting with any fiduciary relationship to the children. Meaning, hindi siya yung doktor nila. He's not their lawyer. He's not. The relationship between them is simply as the president leading a country of several citizens, of 100 million citizens. Sabi ni Ying Polon, better that later usad case when retire Ombudsman Ponching. May effect po ba? Possibly. Sabi ni AJ Legarda, o nga, magkahawig kayo ni Mocha, premonition kayo ng future status ni Mocha as a lawyer. I hope so. I hope so. I hope she makes it. But I think she will. Sabi ni Mary Martin, good morning from Germany. Question about the recounting. If the results show that BBM did win, what will happen next? Will he easily take over the VP position? Magkakaroon pa ng courtroom drama? Hindi na po. Kasi the Presidential Electoral Tribunal is the Supreme Court. Sabi ni Rhea, si Trillanes nagpa-party sa US and following up kung anong next nilang galaw, yung galaw pa rin. Okay, yeah. Meron earlier nagtanong tungkol kay Confile doon. Let's go back to that question. Ang tinatanong is, what did he do wrong? Pumunta naman po siya sa Senate hearing at nakasuhan pa rin siya. I mean, napakulong pa rin siya for contempt. I think that he was found in contempt kasi he was impolitely answering Senator Gordon and accusing Senator Gordon of certain acts. Sabi ni Melay Chua Kim, how about fake news? Kailan kaya makukulong si Jover at si Kokoy Dayaw? Hindi pa po tapos yung hearings nila sa preliminary investigation. At hindi pa po nahahanap si Kokoy Dayaw. So, what if may parehong findings ang PAO at UPPGH? Kanino po yung findings na mas pakikinggan if ever? Depende. We can use any of their testimonies. Ang importante is they're qualified to give testimony. Sabi ni Deo Caruz, I guess the contracts, deliverables, and project timelines sa IT expert should be reviewed. Agreed! Doon pwede masabi kung okay yung 200, well actually it's 250,000 per month or kung mura pa. Agreed. Sabi ni Elijah, God bless you. Thank you. Kayo din po. Sabi ni Rose de Guzman, yung scholar po ng bayan, sobrang magsalita below the belt na walang moral conduct na maibig sa kanila. Hindi ko po na iintindihan. Nakakapanginig naman lalo na po itong mga UP scholar. Bakit parang walang ginawa ang mga professor dito? Madam, you're talking to one of them. I am a UP scholar. Times 3. Linguistics, law, and currently my MA in archaeology. So what is the problem with people like me? Or are you just talking about the protesters who come also from other schools? Sabi ni Captain Indasean, can they waive, in the case of BBM's protest, can they actually waive their future rights? Can you waive something na hindi pa nangyayari? Why? Kailan ba sila nag-waive ng future rights? They only waive their motions. Diba? What are you talking about na future rights na winave nila? They said na whatever motions are already before the Presidential Electoral Tribunal to consider them withdrawn. There is no waiving of a future right to file any additional motions later on, but to proceed with the opening of the ballot boxes. So, I understand you're a law student or possibly studied this because you're talking about future rights, which you learn in freshman year. But there are no future rights that are being talked about in the motions or manifestations filed before the Presidential Electoral Tribunal in the case of BBM versus Leni Robredo. Sabi ni Roles Kila, nakakabahala, mga estudyante na nag-walkout. You know, I did an entire live on this one, walkout sa klase, wala po bang magagawa, matanggal sila sa pagiging scholar ng bayan. Sayang po kasing binabayad nila. You know, you cannot deprive anybody of anything for exercising their rights. And I know you don't like it, but students have rights too. They have the right to free speech and the right to assemble. And their scholarship does not depend on not being able to exercise those rights. You cannot suppress the rights of students simply because they are scholars. You cannot make them do that. You cannot deprive them of their rights, particularly since they did not waive that and they did not agree to that when they became scholars. As a matter of fact, freshman year namin sa UP, the first thing that we are told is that your education is not limited to the four corners of your classroom. And sometimes experiences like going to rallies are more instructive than anything that can ever be taught by a professor in a classroom. Okay? Understand po the nature of a UP education and how we are taught. We are taught that we are already citizens of the country. And if we protest, it is in the act of exercising good citizenship. The fact that you do not agree with what they are protesting is a different matter. But they have a right to protest. And ako, I've always, even during those times na nung panahon ni NOYNOY, and there are always people who object to our students protesting. I don't. Because I believe that they are exercising their rights. They have a right to petition for the redress of grievances. Nasa Constitution po natin yan. And if you want to deprive them of their scholarship because you don't agree with what they are saying, then you are the one who's being unjust. Diba? Kasi karapatan nila yon. And nobody says they have only a right to say things that you like to hear or to say things that are pro-government. That's not the nature of free speech. The nature of free speech is that the Constitution protects even the speech that we hate. Sabi ni J.R. Perez Labrador, kung okay lang po na isama po sa list of topics yung tungkol sa CPD law. Oo nga, no? I'm sorry, I forgot. We're supposed to discuss that. Sige, gawa namin because both Attorney Ahmed and I have found that there are problems with this law at medyo parang nakakabigat nga po. Kasi ang lawyers po may MCLE eh. So, that might be what they were patterning it for. Pero ang MCLE lang po kasi is only something like once every 3 years. Tapos hindi naman po kami nire-require ng mga PhDs and all of that for advancement. Sabi ni Amy Davis, guys, you know what? Huwag niyo na nga pilitin please yung kay Pinoy. If you want to discuss that, that is fine. But I've already talked about it. I've already answered your question. Sabi ni Aleja Victoria, may pasabog daw si ex-mayor tungkol sa ex-mayor Pulong. May tao daw dyan sa Senado na tumanggap na 100 million sa China. Sino kaya palagay niya dito, attorney? Let's not speculate. Intayin po natin yung pasabog ni VM. Dating VM. So yung mga nagtatanong na what are the chances, I don't gamble. I can tell you if the evidence is sufficient, if I think that the evidence is sufficient or the evidence is weighty, but I can't say that there's a 90% chance that this is going to, because it doesn't work that way. Lawsuits are notoriously unpredictable, particularly if you don't see the whole body of evidence. Sabi ni Dev Guerrero, harain niya na si Trililing kasi sabi ni Vice Polong, meron daw siyang nakausap sa China. Siya pala yun. Sabi ni Lang Gomez, Isidro Irwin, I just don't know the issue regarding the case filed in ICC. Why all of a sudden they're interested in the war on drugs? Because there's a complaint filed. That's why they're interested in the war on drugs. Sabi ni Faye Evangelista, honestly, minsan nawawalan ako ng tiwala sa batas natin habang may mga mahistrado tayo tulad ni Sereno at Carpio. Si Carpio kasi hindi siya currently mahistrado pero dati siyang justice ng Korte Suprema. Parang sa suntok sa buwan ng ginagawa ni BBM. Alam niyo, ako, I would rather remain positive and think that we can do this. Kasi panahon na po ni Duterte, things are suddenly possible. Dati siguro nung panahon ni NOYNOY, isipin ko, walang nangyayari. Pero gusto ko kasing isipin na dahil panahon na ni Duterte, at least some things are possible na, di ba? Sabi ni Romeo Mandingin, pag academically nag-fail sila kaka-attend ng rally, good as kick out na sila. Yes. Totoo yan. I mean, UP students get kicked out for failing academic standards. If you're always in the rally and you're not studying or you're not submitting your requirements, edi makikick out ka din. But what they do in their own time is not something that we can regulate. Tama, sabi ni Ming Luz, these teachers have the right to kick them out if they don't pass the exams or are absent by XX number of meetings. Agree. It's like an ordinary school. It just so happens that it's the state university. Sabi ni Ying Polon, archaeology, as in yung tipong kabayan mummies or artifacts. Yes. Sabi ni Christina or Musura, bakit parang lahat dito hindi nakikinig pa ulit-ulit tanong kay attorney? Huwag niyo na silang pagalitan kasi sometimes late sila nag-tune in. Sabi ni Sherry Mercado, perhaps the protest should happen in places that does not bother other students who may mind the disruption to their classes. It doesn't happen inside the classrooms. It doesn't happen where the classes are held. They're held either dun sa admin building or sa kalye. Kung UP yan, ha? Sabi ni Nonoy Murillo, there's only one Protests ng taong bayan, tambalan Sharon at Gabi. Okay, thank you. Napatawa mo ako, Nonoy Murillo. So, Carmina Granado says, what about if your own professor is the one encouraging their students to go to a rally if it's fit to your project? And what is wrong with that? There's such a thing called academic freedom. The professor is actually free to determine what the lesson is going to be and what he's going to teach. And if a rally is going to be part of his lesson plan, then yes, that is perfectly fine. Even if the protest is against the government, what the professor cannot do is impose his opinion on students. He can tell them to go to a rally, but he cannot compel them to shout slogans if they don't believe in the purpose of the rally. Sabi ni J.M. Carolina Buenafe, yung walkout po na sinasabi nila ay walkout na umalis while in class o hindi lang talaga pumapasok. It doesn't matter. If you were in class and you walk out, the teacher will mark you absent. Diba? What is the problem here? You can be absent X number of times. When I was in law school, I think it was 6 times allowed absences namin. It doesn't matter. You don't even have to give excuse slips. You can be absent for just because you don't care to go to class. But you go beyond 6 absences and you get kicked out or you fail that subject. So it doesn't matter whether you're walking out or not attending class at all. Sabi ni Ricardo Pinto, why you always wanted to oust the president, always like a broken record? Who are you talking about? Sabi ni Will Carganilla, I really love watching and listening to your Q&A, learning a lot from your knowledge and expertise. Thank you. Sabi ni Gigi, the students have the right to protest, but what they are protesting is not right. And you can disagree with these students. You can disagree with what they're saying in the same way that I disagree. I think that sometimes there's really something wrong with the way they think. Kumbaga, itong mga US Duterte, Chorba, Duterte tuta ng US, I think has no factual basis whatsoever. And I completely disagree with what they're saying. But I agree with the right to protest. It's, you know, parang, grabe. Diba? I mean, don't think that I disagree with you. Naiinis din ako dun sa protest nila. Naiinis ako with what they're saying. Naiinis ako that they have nothing original to say. US, fill in the blanks, collaboration, tuta ng US, etc. Because this president doesn't even like the US. And he has, pivoted away from a US foreign policy. So, nasa ng Duterte tuta ng US dito? I mean, please substantiate what you're protesting. But I will protect your right to protest. Sabi ni Jane, di po naman problem ang students po. Ang ayaw ko lang nga, it seems na mga students na nag-rally for the wrong reasons. Do you think there was a right reason ever? Ako, when in 1983, Ninoy died and we started joining protests, even the students were apathetic. On hindsight, it was wrong. Some of the protests that we were joining were wrong, but we didn't know it at the time. Diba? So, you may disagree. Sure. Fine, disagree. Just don't get mad at them for protesting. Get mad at them because they're wrong. But it doesn't mean that they should lose their scholarships. Hopefully, they will learn. This is the time for them to make mistakes while they're young. Diba? Kaya siya naman, katulad natin na na-realize natin, mali pala yung bumoto ka para sa Aquino, mali pala yung suportahan mo si Cory, mali pala yung mga yun. And we find out about it so late. Diba? But at the time, people who knew that we were wrong couldn't do anything about it. They just could watch us rally. Pro Cory, pro whatever. You know, on hindsight, oh my gosh, how wrong we were. Nakakahiya to some extent, di ba? Yeah, sige. Paghandaan natin yung CPD law, ha? Because I want an entire Facebook Live devoted to the CPD law. Hihimayin po natin yan. And I will start posting yung mga problema ng CPD law at saka yung mga provisions. Kasi medyo You're right. Nung una kasi nung nadidinig ko, kasi iniisip ko, pareho lang siya ng MCLE dun sa mga lawyers na nire-require kami to attend mandatory continuing legal education lectures every 3 years. Pero parang ito medyo mas mabigat po yung imposition on first reading. So titingnan po natin. Sabi ni Ying Polon, o nga CPD, po yung mga bayad ng vet sa next convention is 9,500. Kaya niyo po ba yan? Is this, I'm worried that you're being asked to shell out so much to comply with professional requirements na nagkakaroon ngayon tuloy nagiging oppressive tuloy to those who are not economically capable of doing that. Sabi ni Angelo Lusabio, bakit hindi pwede mag-rally kung Sabado o Linggo na wala kasi pag laging rally sa oras ng klase di rin maganda. Pero yung hindi maganda po, hindi yan excuse para i-deny ang kanilang constitutional right. Sabi ni Harold C., the UP students have their freedom to speak and protest if their actions disturb the rights of in the classrooms, hindi ba dapat walang pasok sa campus? Alam nyo, wala naman pong issue sa amin sa UP, dun sa na sinasabi ninyo na iistorbo yung ibang mga estudyante. Personally, hindi ako naiistorbo. Wala. Hindi naman kasi sa classroom ginawa nag-walk out sila, pumunta sila sa kalye. But like I keep pointing out, sino lang yung umattend? 200, 100, ilang kami sa UP Diliman? 12,000? Dami yung At saka, hindi nila kayang ewan ko, malayo kasi yung building ko Pero, my point here is that, why are you fighting for the right of other students not to be disturbed when those students who were allegedly disturbed have not fought for that particular right? Okay? Out of topic, sabi ni Rom Reyes, sige, let's just check this one. Capital gains tax. Is it the same 5%? I think it's 6%, still applicable pag nagbenta ka ng property this year. Paki-check, binago na yata yung capital gains or sa estate taxes? It's the same. I think, ang ginawa kasi nila is yung proposal for estate taxes is that all transfer taxes, whether it be capital gains or estate taxes, will be at the same rate. So, double check nyo lang po. Sherry Lou Mercado, yun na nga yung topic ng Facebook Live from the start. Yung Mamasapano cases. Sabi ni Lou, bakit po iba-ibang interpretation ng batas ng mga lawyers? Hindi po nagbabago yung interpretation ng batas, nagbabago po yung mga opinions namin. In fact, that is why lawyers are adversarial. Prosecution against the defense. Kailangan po nagka-clash talaga. So this divergence or differences in opinion is actually encouraged. Law school pa lang. We're also told sa UP, my UP education says we're not supposed to accept anything. Even if the Supreme Court rules a certain way, question, because sometimes the Supreme Court is wrong. So, sabi ni Charlie Villaester, gabay po ng magulang ang kulang sa UP student, especially sa labas. Naku! Hindi nyo po alam yung kultura ng UP. Ganito po yon. Yung mga freshmen na magsasama pa ng magulang sa kanilang enrollment, sinasabihan na next time, yung matanda ka na, huwag ka nang magsama ng magulang mo. Sinasabihan talaga kami that at this age, you should be allowed or able to enroll on your own. So, gabay ng magulang, hindi. We're actually being told to be independent once you become a UP student. Ganun po. Talaga. Parang sa mga Hapon. Pero sa Hapon, grade school pa lang, dapat independent ka na more or less. Ikaw mag-aasikaso sa school mo, you'll bring yourself to school, etc. And tandaan niyo po, UP students, usually 18 na kami pag pumapasok kami. Sabi ni Saldi Suarez, bakit yung mga estudyante na mahilig mag-rally ay gustong-gusto nila na mag-rally, na gusto nila na makaabala sa mga lugar na may... Sino may sabing gusto namin makaabala? Sinasabi niyo po ba yon dun sa mga nagrarally dun sa kalye? Hindi parating estudyante yon. Dun sa mga militante na nagrarally, yung mga nagbabara ng mga daan with their jeepneys, estudyante ba yon? Di ba hindi? The nature of a protest sometimes needs to be public. However, merong requirement of a permit system. So, yung ibang mga nasa kalye yan, kung wala silang permit, dadating na yung police, either i-move sila or ipadidisband na sila. Pero kung merong permit, pumayag yung local government. So, kahit magreklamo ka. Sabi ni Marie Maroon, and the greatest gift you can give your children is self-reliance. Well, that's what we're told. Yeah. Independence. Sabi ni Beth, sana may rules ang bawat school na bawal sumali sa mga politics or any rally involved sa politics. Just my opinion. Hindi po pwede kasi sinabi na ng Korte Suprema yan in the case of PSBA versus CA. Sabi ng Korte Suprema, the rights of a citizen do not end once they enter the campus. So your right to dissent or the right to petition for grievances, your freedom of speech to protest against what you believe to be an oppressive administration cannot be curtailed by the school. Ano yung halaman sa likod ko? Nakalimutan ko yung pangalan. Sabihan ko, my mom knows what it is. Sabi ni Arlan, ano pong opinion niyo sa mga isinisigaw na nagrarally Duterte Dictator, Duterte 2? May sense po ba to? Hindi, walang sense. Alam ba ito ng mga estudyanteng nagrarally? I think it's a phase they're going through. It's a learning thing. Eventually, they're going to learn that this is all wrong. And what better opportunity than to be wrong yourself? So I think Duterte tuta ng US talaga. Sabi ni Silty, these students obviously thought sponsored. Alam mo, that's actually a very intelligent observation. I agree that di ba? Parang ganun eh. Kasi pumupunta rin sa campus mga recruiters of various political ideologies. Yes, pati LP pumupunta po sa mga campus. Mga NPA pumupunta din po sa mga campus. In the 70s and 80s, ini-infiltrate din kami ng mga military agents na hinahanap nila yung mga yon. Yung mga nagre-recruit na mamundok yung mga estudyante. Nung time na yon kasi uso pa eh. Na-lift ang martial law in 1983. So, pero by the time, hindi na ganun ka-active ang recruitment. Okay? So, dun sa hindi pa po nag-share, pakishare naman po. Medyo matagal na po tayo dito. Sabi ni Nora Henry, mga rallyista, mga bayaran, not all. Some people actually rally because they truly believe. Pero I agree na meron naman na bayaran. Sabi ni Kay Bernabe, sorry for my lateness, your plant is called Diefenbachia. Thank you, Kay. Sabi ni Rico, panahon na attorney, suriyan ng political background ng PAYOPS profs natin, i-terminate ang mga kaliwa para wala mapapasa grado. Alam nyo, that's violation of the Constitution. You cannot terminate a professor for his political beliefs. Tandaan nyo yan, ha? This is not a private school. UP is a state university and your rights do not end at the campus. Even UP professors are allowed their own political thought. We can disallow them from recruiting, yes. Pero medyo mahirap yan, ha? Ang tingin ko, you're unduly concerned dun sa mga ginagawa ng UP. Ilan lang silang nag-rally? 200? It's not going to make a difference too much. And I don't think they've convinced anybody else. So what is your worry? Nag-worry lang kayo kasi magkasalungat kayo ng paniniwala. Yun yung problema eh. Yan ang demokrasya eh. Kahit magkasalungat tayo ng paniniwala, bigyan nyo ng pagkakataon na i-express nila sarili nila. Pangulo nga natin, hindi sila pinipigilan eh. Yung mga nagrarally dun sa Marcos Burial, pinigilan ba ng Pangulo natin? Hindi. Kasi naniniwala siya dun sa purong-puro free speech talaga. May mga bawal lang. Article 154, false publications, inciting to sedition, libel. Yan mga yan binabawal ng ating criminal laws. Pero kung walang nalalabag na batas dito, hayaan natin sila. It's how they will learn. By being wrong sometimes. Di ba? Huwag kayo mabahala. Ang daming dilawan dito sa Facebook. Ang daming kasalungat ng ating political opinion dito sa Facebook. Di ba? Naiinis tayo, yes, but we can't tell them na hindi kayo pwede mag-Facebook. Di rin natin pwede sabihan yung mga estudyante, hindi sila pwede mag-rally. Ano sila mag-rally? Sabi ni Eric, promise to end traffic within 6 months is just a promise. Traffic got worse. But here's the problem with traffic. Buti sana if it was just traffic. But it pertains to the volume of vehicles on the road, the number of roads, and the capacity of the roads to accommodate the number of vehicles, infrastructure, the urban planning, and so many things. Buti sana if it will just take one person or one particular solution to solve traffic. I don't think, did the president say that he was going to solve traffic within 6 months? I think it was drugs. And even he admits that he was wrong. I don't think we should give deadlines for any particular project because sometimes, hindi natin nakikita yung problema. Siguro sa labas, sige, puksain natin, no more drugs in 6 months. Pag bulat-lat mo, oh my gosh, ang dami palang galamay. Same with traffic. I think it's unfair. Dapat hindi talaga nagpa-promise ang mga politiko. Agree naman din ako dyan. Sabi ni Jean Bolado, can we withdraw from membership with the ICC? Yes, it is possible. If you can join the treaty, you can also withdraw from it. Sabi ni Ian Abella, natuwa ako sa sinabi niya may nagre-recruit mamundok. Naisip ko bigla, paano kung walang wifi sa mundo? Good point. Good point. I like that. Sabi ni Misael Yangwas, how about Ma'am Renato Reyes? Bayaran po ba siya? Kasi bata pa ako, nasa kalsada na yan. But why does it matter to us kung bayaran siya or hindi? He still has the right to speak and to go to rallies. Harold Santiago says, masama ba magsabi kapit ng totoo kahit pa nakakapanakit ito sa damdamin ng tao? Depends po kung libel siya. Sabi ni, ang libel kasi hindi necessarily defense ang totoo eh. Kahit totoo yan, pero wala kang dahilan para sabihin kung yung purpose ng pagsasabi nyo ay nakakasama lang o nakakasakit lang, nakaka-ruin lang ng reputasyon and there's no public purpose. Kunwari, pag government official, parating may public purpose magsiwalat tungkol dun sa taong yan. Pero kung private siya and there's no purpose, then magiging libel po siya. Sabi ni A. Dodge, Mikhail, problem is not the demonstrations, but the generations to come that NPA will still exist. You know, while they're students, they're not terrorists yet. Once they start to, what is terrorism? Diba the commission of acts that are calculated to instill fear in a large, in the population. So, I agree that it is a concern na magkakaroon pa rin ng NPA. Pero the political ideology that they express when they go against the government is not necessarily a communist ideology. So kapag naging NPA or terrorist sila, then yes, by all means, pakulong natin sila because it's a terrorist. Well, we're in the process of declaring the NPA a terrorist organization. But until mamundok po sila, until mag-express sila, until they take up arms against the government, they're not doing anything illegal. Sabi ni Linda Vitaliana, bakit sinisigaw free tuition fee? Napirmahan na nga tapos sinisigaw pa rin nila yan. Hindi, ang tingin ko yung free na sinasabi nila is dapat lahat free. Pero tama kayo eh. Sa state universities, libre. Baka naman dun sa private colleges. Sabi ni Gardesin, may professor teacher. Last 2 na tayo, ang tagal na natin ha. May professor teacher sa DLU na taga-ABS na nagbe-brainwash ng students na anti-Duterte. Pwede po ba siyang ireklamo? Puro bad ang sinasabi kay P. Duterte. It depends, no? Kung nasa loob siya ng classroom, covered siya po ng academic freedom. Pero kung hindi, medyo, we will have to see. Sabi ni Dev, best teacher is experience. And when you make a mistake in life, that experience will haunt you to do the right thing the next time. So yes, mistake is the best experience. I agree. Kasi marami akong natutunan through experience. Sabi ni Fe Evangelista, ito yung second to the last During EDSA 1, nasa Nueva Ecija ako, pero Marcos ako noon. Until now, marami kami noon at susugod sa EDSA to fight yung mga nagrarally against Marcos. Pero pinigil kami makapasok ng mga militar dahil yun ang utos ni Makoy. Ayaw niya mag-away kapwa Pinoy. Now, tell me who's the hero of EDSA 1. Kaya galit ako sa sinasabing hero si Ninoy. Excuse me, yan ang traidor at nagpagulo sa Pilipinas. Maganda po naririnig yung kwento niya. Sana magsulat pa kayo more about it. Maganda po yung naririnig yung mga kwento niyo. Okay, last na yung question ni Dev. Off topic, fast forward to 2019 elections. Bawal po ba mag-print ng t-shirt na patungkol sa mga dilawan re-electionist to persuade or promote like walking billboard na wag iboto ang mga ang mga yan, mga epal ng mga dilawan, babawal po ba? Hindi po. In the same way that you can campaign for somebody, you can also campaign against somebody. Kailang yun. Bonus tayo ng isa. Sabi ni Linda Vitaliano, di naman sakop ng government ang private school at university. Bakit free to all? Kasi may mga tao po na naniniwala that education is a right. At dapat ang state po ang nag-provide nito. Isa po ako doon, but I'm not going to insist that private schools not be paid. I think that we should work na in the long run, everybody should be getting an education, regardless of how smart you are, how rich you are, or how, basta you're interested, you should be going to school as long as you want and to learn whatever it is you want. Pero nire-recognize ko na hindi pa natin capacity na i-provide yan. Gusto ko, pagplanuhan natin na in the long run, sana lahat pwedeng mag-aral, di ba? Kasi yung mga ayaw na lang mag-aral, sino hindi mag-aaral? But anybody who wants, sana dapat nakakapag-aral. So yun po, yung sinasabi nila. But, we can't force a private school to provide free tuition. It's a business, So, walang karapatan na hingin po yun. Ang hinihingi lang nila is yung general policy na sana tuition is free for all. So, okay, dun sa mga hindi pa nag-share, pakishare naman po yung hindi pa po nagpo-follow, Luminous by Trixie Cruz Angeles on Facebook. And for those who, well, sana like, no? Pero kung ayaw nyo ng like, hindi follow, you can also subscribe to Facebook Live. Meron na po akong YouTube, pero kukunti pa lang nagsusubscribe. Doon ko po, we will also be putting these Facebook Live sessions on YouTube. If you want any other topics, but please remind me yung dun sa sa CPD law na i-discuss natin dun sa next live. Tama po kayo, kailangan po talaga nating i-review ito. Tignan natin po kung maaari natin questionin to sa Korte Suprema or kailangan natin i-petition ang legislature na i-address itong batas na ito. But in the meantime, i-discuss natin yung mga requirements na nakalagay dun sa batas. Sabi ni Cora, hanapin po, mag-subscribe po ako. Doon po kayo sa videos, merong magkakaroon ng parang button on the upper right hand of your screen. Nakalagay subscribe to this Facebook Live. Tapos i-click nyo lang po na yan. Ilan daw ang follower ko? Sabi ni OBP, 88,000. Kung dadagdag ka, 88,001. Sabi ni Faye Evangelista, mayayamang bansa, maliit tuition fees sa private schools kasi nakakakuha silang tulong sa gobyerno. Yes, sana ganon din tayo. Pagkakaya natin, sana ganon din tayo. I-post ko yung account ko sa Facebook dito, Ronald, ha? Sino yung nagtatanong? Ilang beses mo tinanong? OB, I already said 88,000. Sabi ni Wilma, hi from Turkey. And papost naman po yung link ng channel niya sa YouTube. Yes, Mark, I will do that. Sabi ni Perfecto Matibag, very informative. Okay, sabi ni Lilia, dadami pa yan. Well, okay lang. Pero masaya naman kasi na nakakapagkwentuhan tayo dito sa mga Facebook Live. Maraming salamat po. I hope you all have a rockin' good day.